Welcome to Evolve and Thrive, the home of practical soul-empowered living and business. This is Victoria Merrihart, expansive shaman and businesswoman. So before we go on, let me ask you a quick question. Have you, like so many of us, become frustrated trying to thrive and to create a purpose-filled life? And has it become difficult to even believe that it is possible to actually create a better world? Well, trust me, we can, and this is how. We all hold a hidden power, a magic that is an integral part of who we are. We all have the ability to access and integrate the power and wisdom of our souls. When we do this, we bring in expansive energies, abilities, and ideas right here in this life, ready to integrate into our practical day-to-day living. So join me here as we explore the how, what, and why a soul-empowered living and business, creating lives that we love to live. Welcome back. Today is Visionary Business Day. This is another one of those topics that's very near and dear to me, and I really hope could be of service to you. So what is our focus? Our focus is the special needs and pitfalls to watch for when creating soul-inspired businesses. They're not normal businesses. They're special and need special care. In the first 3 episodes, we looked at what is the soul and why is this connection so important. We looked at soul loss and what to do about it and why an open and active soul connection is so important for visionaries, change makers, and creatives. Now we're going to address what happens when these same visionary creatives turn their soul-inspired intention into a private practice or an enterprise. I want you to know that this information can be helpful if you're already in business and need to do some reassessing, or if you're just thinking about and planning to take that leap. Also, if these endeavors are part-time side efforts or a full-time enterprise, all the same concepts still apply. So to set the stage, a vision, passion, creative impulse, or dream for change comes from a deep place within. We all know that feeling, that place. It can feel like something one was born with or something that's pushing and bubbling up from within, from our soul. Often visionaries and change makers turn to a private practice or small business to share their passion with the world. And often business is a world where they have little experience or knowledge. This dichotomy can lead to endless frustration and some financial strain. Writers and teachers might turn to self-publishing, inventors to producing and selling, healers and spiritual teachers to private practices or joint healing centers, artists to selling their creation. Many of these people do not even perceive themselves as being in business. They are simply selling their creations or skills. But, like the word or not, selling a service or creation is being in business. And to succeed in business, no matter how altruistic, requires some special attention and structure. The words business and visionary change making might sound a bit like an oxymoron, and in some ways it can be. Visionaries, creatives, and change makers are working with a gift that is coming from deep within them, from the impulse of their souls. More often than not, that gift is intended to offer beauty, love, sustainability, and new ways of living in this world, to create better lives in a better world, to share a depth of feeling and belief that helps move us forward in conscious human evolution. Whereas the word business often represents the opposite. Business planning and design are primarily focused on efficiency and money, and at the larger scale on the vast accumulation of money and power. However, if you are selling a service or creative product for money, no matter how altruistic or visionary the purpose, you are in business. No matter how much your offering comes from the depth of your heart structure, finances and money are part of the equation. So is living and lifestyle and design, and the list goes on. So how do we build businesses that thrive on the practical side and protect the vision and the visionary, the integrity and energy of the visionary at the same time? As a shamanic practitioner, soul healer with a background in economics and business, I guess I bring a unique perspective to the table on this subject. For years, I struggled with these apparent opposite poles in my life experience and psyche. but gradually have come to find a place that they can meet. This is a place where necessary business structure is designed to support and protect the vision and the visionary, to bring beautiful and life-changing ideas forward and to thrive. Yes, all businesses need to make money. The difference is the balance and overall focus. The difference is money as a necessary ingredient and a tool, but not as the whole banana. Standard business planning and practices can kill the vision, if not the visionary themselves. Those of us visionaries, creatives, change makers, I know I keep saying those words over and over again, but anyhow, we are experts in what we do, but making a business out of it is a whole other subject. This is a subject that is often ignored or barely touched on. And if we decide to face the issue of business, we can find endless resources for business training available at all size and cost spectrums. There's business training, there's business planning, there's marketing. The list goes on and on and on for help. But does it include the visionary? And does it protect the vision? A thriving visionary's business is actually a structure designed to bring in money and economic stability, but also while providing a platform for offering a creative project, visionary product, or special skill out into the world. Successfully creating this structure takes extra elements of self-evaluation and thought. This place where soul-driven purpose meets money and structure can be very vulnerable and sensitive. This definitely requires handling that is not present in standard business planning and design. The need to make a living and to balance the bottom line can put great pressure on the visionary and the original purpose of the enterprise. So an expansive view and plan is needed to ensure that both the visionaries and the business thrive and succeed. Today we're going to focus in on some very special dangers for the visionary private practice and our business. I truly encourage you to give these some serious attention to save you time, money, and grief. Digest these and see what might apply in your enterprise or plans for a future enterprise. Then in an upcoming podcast, we will look at how to design and plan for success. There are two very specific beliefs that can get visionaries and creatives into trouble when building their own enterprises. Both, if not addressed and managed, can lead to a great strain and the loss of a sustainable life. All right, number one of these is self-sacrifice. The very passion or driven sense of purpose, as beautiful and important as it may be, is the very thing that can be a danger to visionaries in business. Businesses without purpose can be meaningless and drain one's spirit. Businesses with deep intention, when not held in conscious balance, can cause a drain on one's resources and life support. When we are passionate about and deeply vested in a creative endeavor or purpose, we may well push ourselves to keep going regardless of success, until we hit a proverbial brick wall, running out of money, family support, good health, and sustainability. So that may sound like an extreme statement, but it is so often too true, and it does not have to happen. It adds to those statistics about how many small businesses fail. With a little thought, forethought, and planning, you don't have to be in that place. Or if you're already in business, a little more thought and planning can bring you out of that place. So a visionary or change maker, when driven by what they feel is a higher calling, a purpose for living, may forget about everything but that purpose. Many go to the point where they sacrifice their well-being, health, financial solvency to even put the purpose above their own survival. If you're going to make a sacrifice like this, at least make it consciously and with an understanding of what you're doing. Stop and think about this for a moment. Where is the vision without the visionary? If you drive yourself into a wall, you may well also kill that very vision that was so sacred to you. How do you avoid this situation? Through honest and intelligent analysis and planning. Okay, a little bit of self-disclosure here. I'm going to be honest with you, even with all my educational experience in economics and business, I fell into this void with my first private venture. I have a strange natural ability to bake and to create delicious new baked items. This was my relaxing creative outlet that I love to share with family and friends. Then my good friend and I got the bright idea to leave behind the corporate world and build a small business around these tasty creations. We did a good job. They were good. The product was beautiful. We had great reviews, even in the New York Times, and a level of success. At the same time, we just about drove ourselves into early graves. We both came from traditional business backgrounds and worked to scale our businesses ever bigger as we had been taught. There was one glitch. We did not build in the human factor. We were both mothers of young children, married to active men, and helping with elderly parents. Our plan asked way too much for us. We did not protect the visionaries, us. We made beautiful product, but we just about did ourselves in and had to relinquish and sell the business. Now, this was a great learning experience and serves well in my work with visionary businesses now, but back then it took years to recover from. You do not need to go through what I and so many others have, and if you already are, it's never too late to reassess and replan. Okay, belief number 2. That is that funny one that's called build it and they will come, and adjunct to that, do what you love and you will prosper. These are big ones that I especially see with many creatives and healers, and even those working on environmental causes. During the 70s and 80s, there was a trend towards a belief, build it and they will come. This was even the focus of a famous movie that you may remember. And there were a number of books that focused on the notion that if you found the work that you loved, you would prosper. For some, this may have worked, but I'm afraid that for many it led to disillusionment and loss. It was wonderful that we began to look beyond 9-to-5 drudgery and to explore bringing meaning into our work lives. But there was a catch. These beliefs crept into the underpinning of people's ideas for creating businesses, especially if they had never been self-employed before. The notion was that if the endeavor held special meaning or a spiritual basis, the people and resources would just naturally emerge. Don't get me wrong, a passion and belief in your creation is an essential ingredient. And at the same time, as always, there's more to it. Unfortunately, often with these belief patterns, very little attention was given to whether or not there was a market for what was being supplied and whether or not the vision held a viable business future. These beliefs may be unconscious, but they are still quite prevalent. I've experienced them myself. If you are new to building your own from an inner sense of purpose, or have an altruistic practice or enterprise that is struggling, I strongly suggest that you challenge yourself on this issue. If you find this in your psyche, use a strong magnifying glass and see how it could lead you into a brick wall. Find another way to up. I'm not saying, of course, that there's no magic in the world. And I'm not saying that magic can't occur. You know, I believe that does exist and it can occur. However, no matter how altruistic or meaningful a work might be, it still needs a strong structure, a strong and flexible structure designed for the visionary in order to thrive. Here's an image to support this idea. Picture yourself pouring water into space with no container to catch it. It simply flows away. No matter how much there is, it flows away. This is what can happen to all your work, effort, and money without some good research and planning. Now imagine pouring that water into a strong, stable container and it is held. Which do you want to have happen to your endeavor? To succeed, take the extra time to research and build a strong business design and structural container that is right for you. Save yourself time, money, and pain. You do not need to fall into either of these patterns, and if you already have, like I admit I have, there's definitely a way to bring sanity and balance back into your life. With a little attention, you can flourish and succeed. So let me throw in one more. I said 2 ideas, but let me throw in another one. Doing good. Consciously or not, those that feel that their work is doing good, making a difference for people of this world or the planet, can develop a sense of entitlement. Because they are working for a higher cause, then people will simply flock to them and they deserve to succeed. Unfortunately, the financial side of this equation and the hard work side of this equation does not necessarily care how good one is. Business basics still need to be paid attention to. So when visionary businesses begin to struggle or when they're being planned, oftentimes people will start researching where they can get help. They run into information on business planning, design, marketing. It's endless what you can find. But you still need to stop and think whether or not the structure that's being offered can apply to you. There's a new phenomena of what I call one-size-fits-all business planning. They are usually created by someone that has been successful in online business classes, marketing, or building a small practice. Each of these systems might be successful for the developers and a handful of people, but then what happens to the rest of the people that signed up? These systems focus on gaining more clients online, social media marketing, offering online teachings, and a system that will, quote, automatically bring great success. Note, I had trouble with that word. But we're not all the same. What works for one person or idea will not necessarily work for everyone. So I'm not trying to condemn or shame these programs. Some people do get great results. But I know far too many visionaries and creatives that have given the last of their hard-earned money to these programs with no positive results. So please tread gently. Many of these programs really require a person to be a fearless extrovert to succeed. And many of us visionary creative change maker types really don't fit into that category. We are all individuals with unique ways of living and operating. So we need systems that apply directly to us. We need a special design. So again, we can save a lot of grief and loss through some careful forethought and research, personal assessment to build enterprises that we can thrive in. So if you'd like to read these points and those that I will bring up on planning next week, you can download my free ebook, 5 Steps to Build Your Thriving Visionary Business, at my website, evolveandthrive.com. Next episode, we're going to look at the bright side of the coin, the how to assess, plan for, and even build a practice or enterprise that protects that very vulnerable and precious spot of soul inspiration and creation while building a structure to support it in the monetary world. Thank you for listening today, and please leave any comments or ideas in the comment section or email me through my website. Again, that is evolveandthrive.com. Thanks.